Here is some code to get you started on your hangman game. And let me just go over it. So here actually I have a whole bunch of lists being shown. Obviously when you run your finished game, you will be unchecking these boxes because you don't want these lists to show up. So in the beginning, I'm just initializing some variables. The number of wrong guesses is 0 initially. I'm setting a variable which I called random word to some random word in my enormous word list. So at the beginning of the game, I'm just going to randomly select one of these words. And then temporarily, I'm just showing what the random word is. And if I run that, you can actually see what's happening. So the random word is shown, you can see it right here. Crashing is my random word. And it's showing, but after you get your program running, you're going to get rid of this. You don't want people to see the random word that they're trying to guess. And then I initialize these lists and I talk about what they do in the description of the project. And then here's a couple of blocks which you need to write. This first block is called put letters of random word. So this is my random word again, crashing. This block, which I wrote, which you're going to have to also write, goes through the random word one letter at a time and puts one letter at a time into this list called selected words. Now, obviously, you're going to need some kind of for loop, and I think you can figure out how to do that. The next block that you need to write is going to put the number of dashes that is the length of the random word. In other words, the random word in this case is of length 8. So I'm putting 8 dashes into another list called user progress. And here it is. And then you're going to have to complete some code here. There's obviously going to be some kind of repeat until loop. And that repeat until is going to be either until they guess it right, or as in the case in my project, they're going to run out of pizza slices. In either way, the game is going to end at that point. And after they guess, you're going to allow the user to guess one letter at a time, of course. After they guess a letter, you will check to see if that letter is in the selected word list. And if it is, you're going to copy it into the user progress. So for example, I could actually run this. If I guessed the letter C, obviously you're not going to be typing something in here. This is going to be some variable. If I guess the letter C and I run this, you can see that it put C from the selected word into user progress, right? Let me do one more. If I do A, you can see, in fact, let me click it. In fact, put an A in the correct place. I think you get the idea. So you're going to have to write this block as well. And then beyond that, of course, you're going to have your loop here, which is going to repeat until the end of the game. And you're going to be broadcasting to these other characters, to this character, which is going to be, really all this character has to do is write out the user progress with the dashes and everything. And you saw how that worked when I ran the game. And then there's a couple of other broadcasts that you're going to have to make to another character, which is going to keep track of which letters have been guessed. And then finally, you're going to have to broadcast also. This is all going to be done with one broadcast, but to 3 different places. You're going to have to broadcast so that the sprite, in my case, I'm using a pizza, shows up with the correct number of slices missing if they guess incorrectly. Hope that's not too confusing. This is your last project and it's a little bit tricky. So, but I think you can figure out how to do it. You've done great so far. You can get this one working as well. All right, that's it.